Hello, my name is Oliver. I'm one of the many engines who work here on the island of Sodor. I mostly work here on a little western branch line, along with my brake van Toad and my best friend Duck. The twin engines, Donald and Douglas, also work here on some occasions as well. Over the years, the island has had many engines come and work here. Some good, some bad, and even some just straight up annoying. But even though everything might seem all goody two-shoes on a railway, that's not always the case. Over the years, many conflicts and events happen here, such as the main visiting diesels that usually try to overthrow our steam engines. Luckily, our controller, Sir Bertram Topham Hatt, never lets that happen and always sends those naughty diesels back home to the other railway. For the past few months, we have all started seeing some suspicious-looking figures snooping around the place, whispering conversations to each other. I personally didn't really think about it as much as first, but as it kept going on with every single passing day, my brake van's Toad started to worry. On the other hand, Duck just thought it was just a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, and that those men were really just tourists looking at the scenery. Duck soon started scolding Toad, calling him a nitwit for thinking the men were terrorists. Luckily, I immediately stopped the conversation and told Duck to stop. After that, Duck said nothing and immediately went back to Tiffman's sheds for the night, leaving me and Toad alone in our shed. My driver told us to calm down and save it for tomorrow. Me and Toad both agreed as they went to sleep as my crew shut our doors for the night. The next morning, I was in Effort Station collecting some passengers to take to the Little Western. Toby was also there with some passengers headed for the Farquhar branch line. As we were waiting, we saw Diesel in the yard shutting some trucks in a siding. Me and Toby were both talking about all the mysterious figures going around and crap going around these past few days. I then threw my attention to the yards and asked Diesel what he thought about all this. Diesel oddly said nothing. He just rolled his eyes at us in his usual unhappy smile, then went out of the siding, carrying the trucks he was shunting with him. Toby then immediately went from the platform onto another siding since he was blocking Diesel's way. As Diesel cleared the platform, Toby then immediately went back to the platform. As me and Toby were looking at each other with confusion, the guards blew his whistle, and Toby left the station with Henrietta. I then saw Thomas in the sidings in the distance, immediately talking to Annie and Clarabelle. I then shouted at him, asking him what he thought about Diesel and where those trucks came from. Thomas said he didn't know and that the trucks just appeared in that siding when he woke up from the sheds that morning. Just then, the guard waved his flag and I was off. As we were going down the main line, my driver then spotted a lorry going in the same direction as we were. I noticed that the lorry looked pretty similar to the flea lorries that came here a few years ago and tried to take our jobs. While we were at Holtroff Station, I noticed that the same lorry we saw a few seconds ago immediately pulled up beside us. He gave a big smirk look on his face. Just then, two guys came out of the lorry and started looking around in its trunk. As it couldn't get any more stranger, another car pulled up on the other side of the station. Just then, two more men came out of the car carrying loaded guns with them, screaming at everyone to get on the ground. Just then, all of them came onto the tracks and started pointing their guns at me. They said I was coming with them. I was shocked. Luckily, I blew some steam on the tracks. The steam went around the men. They quickly got the tracks and I zoomed out of the station with my coaches in tow. We didn't speed down the coastal one going as fast as we could. We tried best to get away from the men as possible. My wheels spelled helplessly on the rails. We then saw Jack and Alfie at the pack's headquarters. No one said anything as I was too busy getting away from the men, as I told you earlier. Just then, my driver told me we have to stop for water since the pace was running low. Just then we saw the Callan station up in the distance, and we decided to stop there. When we arrived at Callan station, it was pretty quiet. Nobody was there, except for me and my crew. They must have fled due to another attack that must have been happened here as well. Just then, after we saw that, my driver then coupled me from my coaches, and then we went off to a siding on the other side of the sheds to fill up on some water by a nearby water tower. While I was filling up on water, I heard a whistle in the distance. Luckily, my crew and I immediately knew who it was. From around the bend came Donald, the number 9 Scottish engine. We were so happy to see him again. I was afraid to know what might have happened to him. He also felt the same way too, and then told us his story. Donald was being held hostage at Callan Castle. Luckily, at some point, when the men were distracted, he broke loose and ran away to here. He then, for some reason, but really for a reason, told me and pointed out that the men's transportation was a red double-decker bus. I was immediately shocked about that last part. Me and my crew both told him about Bolgi and how he must have joined their side. We decided to take shelter, so we went inside the goods shed and decided to stay there for a little while. But I was so completely worried about what may have happened to Toad.